I got a megaphone for Christmas! Oh, we're gonna have... The possibilities are endless, I tell you. Tekking101 here, here to review Bleach Okay, that instantly got annoying like the first 10 seconds. Okay. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here to review Bleach chapter number 563. A little bit delayed on this one, but this is about as good a time as any to bring up a little public service announcement from old Tekking here. If you are ever curious, I mean, if you like my videos so much to the point where you're actually going to send me messages on my other videos saying like, hey, when's your Bleach chapter review out? Are you going to make one this week? You know, it came out on Wednesday. Are you aware of that? Okay, first thing, just throwing that out there. I am aware whenever the Bleach chapter comes out. Like, I've been doing this for 2 years. You don't need to tell me the Bleach chapter's out. I'm gonna know that it's out. Trust me, I will find it. It's kind of my job at this point. Secondly, I have a Facebook fan page. The link to it is below. Even if you don't have a Facebook, I think you can still view it with that link. And basically, if I'm gonna be delayed or if the video is gonna be canceled, I very rarely ever have to cancel a Bleach video. I've only done that like twice. But if there's any delay with the video at all, I'll usually post it on my fan page, and I'll also kind of ballpark when I'm gonna put it out. Ever since the chapter came out on Wednesday, which was Christmas, I posted a thing on Facebook, here it is right there to prove I'm not lying, that states that I'm going to release the video on Friday, which is today, different time zones, you know, aside from now. That is basically what the deal is every time you want to know where my Bleach videos are going to be out. So just check on that. Sorry for the delay. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so chapter starts off with Master Masculine's epic fall after Renji cut him down in cold blood. Alright, so Master Masculine is defeated, James is out of the picture, so let's move on to another fight, shall we? Of course not. Hold on a second, just give me a minute here. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, look, I know some people are going to call me on this because I've been kind of praising Kubo the past couple chapters, like, oh my god, this fight is so great because it's just one solid fight constantly with Master Masculine. It's not like cutting to other battles like he did with Toshiro's fight against Kangdu and Basby and eventually Kangdu, or with Soifone and BG9. Those fights were kind of going along at the same time, and there were other fights thrown in there too. But this fight against Master Masculine's been pretty consistent for the past 4 chapters, and I've been praising him for that, and that's great. But it gets to a point where it's like, okay, alright, it's a good fight, but there's a couple of points there where it could have ended and no one really would have complained. Okay, when he got back up after Rose used his Bankai, I'm thinking, okay, that was kind of Rose's kind of, you know, he was getting too cocky there and he was explaining his Bankai ability, which is stupid. Kind of the same thing Kensei did, and I can understand why Rose failed there. But then Master Masculine gets cut down by Renji last chapter, and it's like, okay, that's good, that's perfect. You didn't have to show off everything Renji could do yet, because Renji just showed up from the Soul Palace. It's not like we have to break out every new trick he learned. We can just hold off on that until some other fight. For now, let's just end Master Masculine, because this fight's been going on for about 3 chapters. We can cut to something else. That's fine, that's good, you can do it. But of course not, he can't, because, well, I guess he didn't do his Volt standing yet, so I guess that's the benchmark. If the Quincy did not do their Volt standing yet, he's not dead yet. So, continuing, Renji looks over at him, complete shock and awe as Master Masculine sort of kind of, I guess, like, tenses his muscles up to a point where it kind of closes the wound on its own, and then he shouts at the top of his lungs, "A star cannot be defeated this way! Would you not agree, James?" James? What are you talking about, James? His head's in like 5 pieces. There's no way that little imp can still be alive. Right? Now he's still kicking. Apparently all the cubes of jelly that Renji cut him into last chapter are now forming own separate little Jameses, creating like a little miniature mob of them that are all kind of like multiplying again and again, that are all cheering on for Superstar. Kind of giving me Gantz flashbacks too, and I did not want to go back to that. But you know, not a lot really to me to say about this. You know, I said from the last chapter that I figured James was neither Quincy or anything really. I thought he was just like an artificial construct, or the better example would be an extension of Mask's power. So as long as Master Masculine is alive, you know, James is still alive. So I'm not going to do the call that shit dance, because I was really kind of vague on what he exactly was. But, you know, I didn't really, I was actually wrong numerous times. You know, when he cut him down when Rose cut him down, I was just like, oh, that guy is dead. And when Renji cut him up into 5 pieces, I'm like, okay, he's definitely dead now, not standing up after that. So I think I'm just going to shut the hell up, really. I mean, I don't think there's any real way. Okay, actually, hold on. Let me try one thing. Just let me. God. Frickin' Rose, frickin' Renji, I have to do everything myself around here. Okay. Just gonna... Moving on up. Huh. Oh, come on, really? Freaking, where's that guy in Bleach that has the Bankai that can incinerate things into complete discombobulation? And oh, right, yeah, he's kind of come down with a case of dead. Okay, what we also need, I guess what would work, is a guy that could send James into an alternate dimension capable of... Oh, and I think I can help you out with that one. Take it away. Where the hell am I? Hey, what's up? Not much. Who are you? Oh, no, it doesn't really matter. What really matters, though, is my story. You see, when I was growing up, there was this girl named Rin, and she... is this story gonna take very long? No. Anyway, so... No, sorry, I was daydreaming of a way this chapter could end without Master Masculine having yet another insane power-up. Okay, so on the next page, Master Masculine has another insane power-up that would make even Charlotte Coolhorn blush, resulting in a mass change, getting a Speedo, and some epic porn star nipple things. Really necessary for your power, isn't it? I'm sure those things fire like laser beams. I would not be surprised at this character at this point. Alright, anyway, so the star-up power-up is complete. We get the title page, Bleach 563, Superstar Never Die. Renji looking on with more disgust on how his mask changed. Kind of deja vu from the last chapter, really. And Master Masculine finally, it's funny here, he finally says to him, wait, I remember you. You're that guy way back in, like, I think it was like chapter 596, 597 that he knocked down with his star drop kick, you know, when Byakuya was fighting Asnot and Renji was there too. Yeah, that was, he finally remembers who he was. Things considered, though, he does consider him kind of a worthy foe, but states that in this form, nothing can stop him, and he releases his ultimate attack. Here comes Star Lariat! Did someone say Lariat up in here? Oh my god, that guy is dead! So, in this ultimate form, which is essentially his Volt standing, which we'll get in a couple more panels, but essentially in his ultimate form, Master Masculine is able to do the 1 mile battle arts. Basically, his punches, his kicks, his lariats, his headbutts, what have you, all have the, I guess, have the enough air pressure to hurt enemies a mile away. If you think that's OP, you should probably look at some of the battle statistics for, like, Pokemon and shit, where they state that, oh, I can fire a Hydro Pump at a 6 mile radius. So, this is not the weirdest, you know, OP ability I've seen, but yeah, still, 1 mile in radius. My freaking town is not that wide, so yeah, kind of a big deal. But regardless of that, but what's the best way for me to put this? Okay, we know that Renji is overpowered. We know he comes from the Soul Palace, he trained with the elites of the Soul Society, we know he's got a new Zanpakuto, and he hasn't shown any of that off yet, so... even though it doesn't matter how many insane power-ups Master Masculine can get here. Seriously, if Kubo literally just stole blatantly from H.P. Lovecraft and Master Masculine resorted to turning into a giant Cthulhu-type monsterloid and then step on Renji with his 10-ton foot, we know he still wouldn't be dead because of all the stuff he's been through. So, you know, Star goes, yeah, a couple panels just launching attack after attack after attack. My god, I've seen this before. Also resorts to activating his, I guess now is his Volt standing, but I'm just going to say that whole ultimate form thing was the Volt standing. He just didn't have his wings withdrawn at the time, or this is his ultimate form. And maybe he Mega Evolved, I don't freaking know. Anyway, he shoots himself into the sky like a rocket, carves out a 5-pointed star in the air, and then creates the Star Flash Supernova, which is totally not a ripoff of Tien Shinhan's Solar Flare. Totally not a ripoff. Anyway, so chapter ends with Master Masculine standing triumphant in the air, stating there's no way that a villain like Renji could have survived that, but because of all the reasons I just previously stated, yeah, Renji survived that. With a badass new blade he unsheaves as well. You know, it's kind of hard to see everything because, you know, he's covered in smoke, but I think Renji has either gained access to the Meat Cleaver of Destiny or the Spatula of Fate. I'm not sure which. Either way, though, Masculine is pretty much fucked. So that's the end of the chapter, and, you know, first thing I was going to say is I was going to give Kubo some credit on the full-page spread with the Star Supernova because there was a lot going on. He actually fit a lot of stuff into that 2-page spread, and they're usually just a lot of whited-out, you know, ultimate attack things, so I was really going to give him credit for that, but then I turned the page to see that. So I'm like, oh, well, hey, what are you gonna do, right? I mean, one canceled the other one out, so I guess we're back to square one essentially. But hey, at the end of the chapter, not really much for me to say on this. It's been relatively short. The whole thing of it was we're basically up to revealing Renji's new. I guess I want to say that's his Bankai because you know it's extending outward like his Bankai usually does. Although I suppose it could still be just like his new Shikai. I suppose. I mean, he got a new sword from Nehemiah, but he was still using the same Shikai as he always did. So I'm not really sure on that. Star Flash Supernova, one thing I have to say about that is, wouldn't it be hilarious if he did end up nuking all of James' pieces with that Supernova? I mean, because, you know, he was cut up and he could just regenerate and multiply himself like little, like basically the Blob. But I'm thinking, what if the only way to kill him would be to incinerate him? Because if that's the case, dude, I'm pretty sure this pretty much guarantees. I mean, the only reason Renji's still there is because, you know, he's basically Dangai Ichigo at this point. Dangai Renji. But everything else in the surrounding area just got nuked. I mean, disintegrated. Probably not even around. Renji's going to be getting up, and he's going to be standing in like probably like a half-a-mile deep crater shaped like a star, you know? I wonder what Yuha thinks about this, because Yuha, this is his area. This is his, you know, Vondenreich city, I suppose. I mean, he's like over there standing on his palace, and he's just like, Star, dude, I was gonna put the swimming pool there next month. What the fuck? So anyway, next chapter, I really hope we put an end to this fight. You know, I don't freaking care if it's just, you know, Renji stands up, you know, pulls out his Bankai, moves his pinky, and then, you know, Master Masculine just explodes with Hikatsu Taiho Neo version or something. Just, please, you gotta end this fight, Kubo, because I'm not complaining that it's going on so long, I'm just complaining that there are so many good positions for you just to end the fight right there, and I would have been fine with it. You know, I think everybody in the Bleach fandom, last chapter, would have been perfectly fine with Master Masculine going down, Renji to moving to another fight. I think that would have been perfect. I don't think there's a single solitary person I read on like a line of dialogue I read on a forum anywhere, or a spoiler sheet, that said, oh yeah, I really hope Mask isn't dead yet. I really want to see what his Volt standing looks like. Yeah, sure, okay. But anyway, that's the chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tekking101 signing out. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Hope you had an awesome, if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had an awesome Wednesday. Tekking out.